I hate being late.
Is it possible to send out another reminder for the water restrictions? Does that cost too much?
No.
Okay.
I think, I'll find out how much it is. Do you have more people doing it?
All right, I'd like to
Maybe
take a
just put
moment.
gentle reminder.
I'll take a moment to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, May 26th meeting of the Pine Bluffs Town Council. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item of business tonight is the approval of our agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our first official action item tonight is the scholarship presentation, and it looks like Emery is the only one joining us tonight, but I'll just take a quick moment to thank all of the seniors for turning in an application. We haven't had that many in a long time, and we got to have a robust discussion about how deserving everyone was and had a hard decision to make. So that's always nice for us. The mayoral scholarship recipients are Emery Brannigan and Avery Sweeter. And the Thomas E. Memorial Scholarship will go to Nathaniel Walzak. That scholarship is for a senior of Pine Bluffs High School who intends to enter law enforcement or public service in some way. And that's just our little way of honoring Tom for so many years of public service to the town of Pine Bluffs. So moving on, we'll go ahead and present this stuff to Emery tonight. Come on up there?
Yes.
Of course. Hey. Can you get to take a picture with the giant check?
Oh boy, you can take a whole picture with him,
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah, you might have to hold it up a little bit. There you go.
Wait.
Oh, thank you. Oh gosh, oh boy. Thank you.
That's your, you don't get to keep the actual big check.
Oh man, you're not
Reusable.
I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
We look forward to seeing all of the things you guys will do, so don't forget about us.
Don't feel like you have to stay through the whole meeting.
And
Totally up to you.
It might be long.
It might be long.
Our next item of business is the consent agenda approval.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? You're here for the conditional use on 816 Blair, correct? Okay, so if you have anything you need to tell us, any questions you have to ask, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and approve this and you're good to go.
Okay, I don't have any other questions
Okay.
of what I've presented.
Perfect, thank you. All right, well, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
All right, on to new business. Our first item of business is bid award recommendation. Town-owned real property consisting of 4,000 square feet located between 309 and 311 Main Street.
Mayor and Town Council, we received one bid for the property, and that bid met all the requirements of our request. I recommend award to Tim Forbes and Wyatt Wilson.
Do you have the amount?
Oh, I'm sorry, in the amount of $12,000.
I move to approve the bid for the property located between 309 and 311 Main Street for $12,000.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the bid recommendation for the property between 309 and 311 Main Street for $12,000. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
I have a question on that, if I may.
Yeah, of course,
Just, do you need me on the mic or anything?
please, yes.
Tim Forbes, and the question becomes, with the right-of-way easement that we were looking at to give to the city, with that, how would you like that drafted? And yes, that goes toward the city attorney. I didn't know if he wanted to draft that, or how that the city would like to handle that part of it.
Is it all contained in the property being purchased?
Yes,
Then that'll just be reserved in the deed.
okay. Do you need specifics? I mean, I don't know, if we run that deed, do we need to identify that by Mets and bounds, possibly?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll try to get that for you. I didn't know if you wanted to draft that, or if you wanted us to try and draft
No,
that.
we can do it for sure.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, actually, our next item of business is to review and approve the plat for 315 Main Street, and it looks like you have those in your hands.
5 copies.
No, I have two. So this is the official Mylar copy.
Yeah. The county wants,
They'll want at least one Mylar and
oh, I thought they wanted 4 Mylars and
4
1 paper.
Mylars and
3
one
Mylars
paper.
and 1 paper.
Okay, I can get it for you tomorrow.
yeah.
Are these from Style?
Yes,
Okay,
sorry.
that's fine, and you don't need to run them over, I can grab them on my floor.
Okay,
And then we'll get them signed and back to you.
sounds good. I can't get them until tomorrow, tomorrow afternoon. That'd be okay. Okay.
I'll double check. I'm pretty sure it's 3 Mylars and 1 paper, but
Okay.
I'll double check.
Are you working with Jeff?
Shane,
They should know too.
You'll see the
You gotta
the
reprint.
plat in your packet. Does anyone have any questions?
If you'd like to see one of the larger copies, they're right here, but.
It seems like you've thought of everything.
Are there any utilities that we need to move out
I
of?
don't,
I was looking at lot like 6. Are there utilities that need to be moved in order to implement your plans?
there is an easement there, so I don't think so.
Okay.
great. I'll hear a motion to approve if everyone's ready.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the plat of 315 Main Street. Alex?
So it looks like this is happening before the town transfers title, right?
Yes, yeah,
Well,
the
I
approval
guess
of this plat
technically,
is, yes.
Yeah.
You mean chronologically?
Well, because we're an owner
Right.
here, and we're not gonna be an owner after we do it, so we gotta make sure that the plat is filed and everything before we deed the property.
So, yeah, it is happening before, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Any further discussion?
Where does the Gate City Lodge addition,
I made that up in, just kinda in, memory of the lodge being there. That was the name of the Masonic Lodge, was the Gate City Lodge.
Very cool,
interesting,
thank you.
Wanted to try and preserve some of that history.
that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, our next discussion is proposed conditional use permit, prior, to entering into a contract to purchase a residential lot in Zone B. Mr. Obland would like to discuss the potential of relocating his manufactured home to said lot. That ends up being on 613 Blair Street. And Kim, it sounds to me from our brief discussion that he currently is in the position to buy this lot.
He would like to make an offer on the lot, yes. But he does not want to make an offer on the lot if we will not permit him to relocate his manufactured home to that lot. There was a manufactured home on that lot until about, about a month ago?
Yeah, maybe.
And they have moved out of that lot. It is a very narrow lot. So it's not really, conducive to building a house on it. I think the frontage is only 50 feet.
Yeah, it seems short. I drove by, it's very narrow and seems like maybe the best thing to put there, and as to not leave it vacant, would be a manufactured home. It does look like it's probably set up to do so. Not an action item, just kind of getting the temperature of the council, correct?
Correct, we cannot approve the conditional use permit tonight because he does not own the lot. But again, prior to making a commitment to purchase, he would like to know, kind of what direction you all would be leaning.
And we imagine that the manufactured home would be oriented the same way as the one that came off that property.
Correct, I believe there's a concrete pad there from the previous.
Yep, that
So we'd
makes
use
sense.
the previous foundation.
It looks like it may need to be repoured, but there is one there.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
I would be amenable to that. So when he is ready to purchase that lot and submit an application, I don't foresee him having any hard times to do that.
Okay, we will let him know.
Thank you. All right, moving on to ordinance 2026-02 on the second reading, annual appropriations ordinance for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027. Also known as the budget.
I know you've all had an opportunity to review and ask some questions prior to this meeting. A few key facts, in each of our utilities, I have taken into consideration the resolutions that are being put before you this evening, as well as a fourth resolution that will come at the next council meeting. And therefore, if you foresee a concern with any of those resolutions, then that should probably be discussed further before we approve this second reading. I have also I've also taken into consideration the shortfall in the airport fund and have made appropriate notes in the budget to transfer funds from the general fund reserve capital section of the budget to meet those project matches, which are what cause the shortfall. It's not the operational costs rather than those project matches that need to be met. As you know, in both FY '27 and FY '28, we have a very large runway project that will be happening, along with the AWAS replacement project and the pavement marking project. And all of those combined have led to higher project matches than we have had in a number of years. But I believe that we can overcome that by transferring those funds in. A portion of those funds would be transferred in from fiscal year '26, our current budget, and the remainder would come from the FY '27 budget.
I guess jumping ahead, if we need to do the resolutions for these fee changes first, we can go ahead and jump on to that and come back to adopting the second reading. So resolution 2026 is a resolution amending the Town of Pine Bluffs water service charges, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
This is a two-step rate increase, the first to happen July 1st of 2026, the second of which will occur on July 1st, 2027. These rate increases are due to the direct impact of inflation on the overall department. They are also in place to ensure that we continue to be able to place money in reserves. The base rate will continue to include 12,000 gallons of water, and the increase on July 1st will take the base rate to $40.
And what was that? What is that currently?
It is currently $35, so that will be a $5 a month increase to the base rate. At the base rate of 12,000 gallons, I would like to point out that many communities are still higher than our base rate for water. They may seem a little bit lower at first glance because their base rate is lower, but they do not include the first 12,000 gallons. Most families use less than 12,000 gallons throughout the year, especially during the winter months. It is primarily during the spring and summer months, the growing season, when folks use a considerable amount more than that base rate.
Any other discussion or questions for Kim?
I don't have any.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make it. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2026-02. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Resolution is adopted. Resolution 2026-03, a resolution amending the Town of Pine Bluff sewer service charges, providing a severability and providing an effective date. Similar song and dance here on this
Yes,
one,
it's a
too.
very similar scenario, with the exception of our sewer department being in a bit of a tight situation. We did not qualify for a clean water SRF loan because we could not meet the minimum requirements of, for our rate structure to satisfy the State Land and Investment Board. And in order to move forward with necessary improvements to our sewer system, we are in need of this rate increase. So with that said, our proposed rate will change from $15 a month to the proposed $23 per month for the average residential customer. Sewer rates are determined by the average use during the months of January, February, and March. So no irrigation should come into play for that. For anybody that may experience any kind of an anomaly in their data for January, February, and March, for instance, if they had a water line break or something out of the norm for a residential unit, that is being deducted from that average so that it doesn't make their sewer bill unnecessarily high.
And the proposed rate change would help us to meet the minimum rate structure?
That will help us meet that minimum rate structure, yes, and allow us to put some funds into an emergency reserve, of which we do not have one right now.
I move we approve resolution 2026-03.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2026-03. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 2026-03 is adopted. And we'll now move on to resolution 2026-04, a resolution amending the Town of Pine Bluff solid waste collection charges, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
We received notice from the landfill that there would be a 50% rate increase on tipping fees. Tipping fees are one of the largest expenses in the solid waste department. So for that reason, it is necessary to increase each residential customer's rate by $2 per month. There are, the rate change is different for commercial as with all utilities, and I am happy to go through each rate individually if you would like, but for the most part, I think that our residential customers are the ones that are usually those that are on more of a fixed income, and so we based a lot of our calculations. They are also our largest client base.
I'll make the motion that we adopt this.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 2026-04. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Resolution adopted. We're now back to ordinance 2026-02 on the second reading. Does that help you have a better
Yes,
idea of
thank
how to
you.
move forward with the budget?
I appreciate that. So yes, this budget does take into consideration the projected revenue changes to meet the expenses as presented in the budget for the second reading. And it does take into consideration some of the changes that will be occurring within our general fund as far as revenue is concerned. While we don't anticipate an overall decrease in intergovernmental revenue, we will see a decrease in the property tax revenue.
Any further questions for Kim?
To approve ordinance 2026-02 on the second reading.
I'll second it.
Great. Moved and seconded to adopt ordinance 2026-02 on the second reading. Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. We've adopted that on the second reading. On to visitor comments. Any visitor comments tonight?
I showed up for the commercial lot next to Pine Bluffs.
Sure. If you could step up to the microphone and tell us your name, we'd be happy to.
My name's Jared Dorn, and I'm here for the commercial lot, I believe it's 14, over by Pine Bluffs, 15, whichever the lot number is. I had time to meet with Kim, after showing a little bit of interest on that piece of property. There was some confusion as to whether it was for sale, how it was for sale, what the pricing would be and such, the purchase methods. Also, there were some concerns about what my intent was with that property, and when it came back to me, it was nothing that I had mentioned. So, after meeting with Kim, she said it would be great to come to a meeting, close the loop, provide any information you guys have, maybe talk through intent or ideas or whatever's necessary to see if that's an option and what we could do with it.
Okay. So I'm hearing you're interested in buying lot 15. Can you tell us what you're hoping to put there?
So, being that it's a new development, residential development, my interest was to hold it until there were more homes built to see what kind of development it turned into. So that way I could make sure to put something there that was of demand for that neighborhood and complementary. I wouldn't want to put something there that would be an eyesore, or, you know, if you're gonna put a school right down the road or something, I don't want to put something that would counter that through the town's values and such. So, the idea was to hold it simply long enough to find out what would fit best there. So that idea didn't land with some of the folks that I spoke to with great resounding success. So the idea in the interim would be possibly Airbnbs or something of a, we'll call it like a customer hold offer. So folks would come in off the interstate or come in from other towns and they would have a reason to stay in the area. So whatever would draw them and hold them for any length of time. You know, if you have a business, if you hold the customer around, usually they get more money spent. So that would be the idea. Speaking with Chad Brown from Pine Bluffs Distilling, his interest would be something of the nature that would hold someone overnight, similar to his Harvest Host. So an Airbnb would land with that one as well. Given the small property space, obviously there's not a large venue that can go there. So an Airbnb with something attractive like brand new tiny homes, or whatever small property piece that we can put together that would be in the interest of the town, that you guys would pass, and that would make sense for me. That would be something I would be interested in for sure. And given that it's tiny homes, it may be something that we could move out cleanly and then upgrade, update, or replace when the neighborhood is built. So the general idea is, I see the value in the property. I would like to add something that complements the town and that neighborhood, and I'm certainly open to suggestions, and I'm not here to make waves. So, if there's an idea that you guys hear that is not in your liking, or the town of Pine Bluff's liking, that is not my interest.
Well, thank you. I do have a question. That corner is kind of goofy, as far as getting an approach or a driveway in there. Do you have any thoughts for how you might?
So depending on how the road must be put in, because it's on a corner, there's intersection issues or driveway issues, and of course, we know the town's risen the road, so raise the road up, so that would be an issue. The idea would be that the buildings would be tucked in on either side of the corner. If the entryway to that property must be in the middle of that lot, I would put maybe tiny homes on either side, kind of tucked in, and allow that entryway to come into the center of the property. And then I would have either parking or a park or an outdoor space or something in that area to give leeway for turnarounds or parking or recreation. And then the buildings would be in the kind of nooks that wouldn't really be favorable. So that's why tiny homes came as an idea, because I could tuck them in a small space, they could be beneficial. It's kind of a thing that folks are excited about nowadays, especially with RVs movements and such. But tiny homes might be a little bit closer to family friendly for a longer period. So that was kind of the idea with that. Obviously, if it is for sale and it is something I can come to, then I'll have a lot more ideas that I can draw up for you, give you some better ideas, maybe create a diagram or something, whatever you're interested in doing. But that was my initial idea as I came here.
Kim, what is the ordinance we're currently working on say about Airbnbs and those types of things? I know it's mentioned in there, I can't recall.
Right, I believe that it didn't pertain to the residential
Okay.
properties,
Just commercial.
but this is a commercial property, so I don't see where that would be an issue for commercial.
How big a lot is that? Is that?
It's a half an acre to my understanding, yep.
One of our concerns was we wanted to see people build within a reasonable period of time. How long, on the outside, how long do you think it might be before you would decide on a direction to go and build?
Given no inputs from the town of Pine Bluffs or this council, then I could probably begin Airbnbs immediately and have them operating by this time next year for sure. I try and do a lot of finances personally without having to do loans and such, so a little bit of leeway for me to build that would be comfortable. However, if that's not a good idea from your perspective, then I understand completely, and I would move it forward with the necessary loans and whatever I need to get that done. I don't have any intent to leave it as an empty lot. I know that's a concern. I know I've seen that type of thing before, and it's been an issue, and it collects unsightly things and such. That's not my intention here. If it were to stay empty, like I said, it would only be until that neighborhood is constructed, and it has, for the common vernacular, a vibe that it goes with it, and I would put something in there that would complement that. So Airbnbs might be a stopgap for that if emptiness is an issue. Another consideration I had was possibly like a hatchet throwing venue or something of the sorts with horseshoes and bag toss or cornhole or whatever you're looking for in that. And just have a
Right next to a distillery.
Agreed, that's why it wasn't my first choice. However, giving someone a place to stay at night, so they can imbibe a little bit more might also carry the same risk. So, there's some other options I've been tossing around already. And like I said, I've been chatting with Chad Brown in order to see if there's something that's complementary to the distillery as well, given its location. That would make complete sense to work with them, so.
I appreciate that, reaching out to Chad to see, what would work well there. Do you know, off the top of your head, I know Airbnbs in some areas are getting a lot of negative, like there's just too many in certain neighborhoods. Do you know, like, does that bring down the value? Does it encourage people not to then buy property if there's already Airbnbs in the area?
It reduces the flow through for your Airbnb, so you wouldn't have possibly as many customers. Obviously, if they have more options, you're gonna get less frequency through your business. As far as this area, I don't see it as being a detractor, and I'm not building a place that would be a party point, which is another issue for Airbnbs lately, is folks rent them out and throw wild parties and then be gone, right? So I don't intend to build a space that's large enough to make that fun, and given its location and the size of the town, I think it'd be pretty easy if someone got out of sorts, we could collect that up pretty quick. So,
Thank you for coming here tonight.
absolutely.
I think
And I-
that clears up some questions that
Absolutely, yeah.
we have.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So can I go first?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you all very, very much for that scholarship. It definitely helps out, anything helps out really. And, I think it's really good to have that scholarship around too for all of us high school kids to fill out, get used to writing stuff about us down a little bit more. And, then we have the reward of the scholarship too to help us out a lot. And, I've actually already started my journey to become an electrician too. I've got an internship at High West as an electrician. I mean, Dave knows that. He's there. He sees me. So, yeah, I really like that. I really enjoy it. It's fun. I love it. It's definitely what I want to do. So, yeah, it'll help me out a lot. Thank you guys very, very much.
Thank you, Emily.
Very much appreciated.
Go.
any other visitor comments tonight? All right, moving on to department reports. Jana?
Nor do I.
Okay, nothing for me. Great. Leanne?
I just wanted to remind everybody about the quarterly meeting in Burns tomorrow. I think you all know, 6 o'clock. And then also, it sounds like we will move our final June meeting till June 29th. We can talk about that later at the next meeting. We will be having a public meeting this Friday at 2 o'clock to discuss poll rates for the coming year, so I invite the public to come and
We'll do
ask
that again.
questions, and we're gonna do it here. Yep. This Friday at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Leanne.
You're welcome.
Kim?
I have nothing.
Great. Well, you guys made that easy on the department,
For
right?
how long it was, for this agenda, 2 pages out there.
Yeah.
Record.
Great. Well, I'll hear, if there's no further business to come before the council, I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you all for coming.
I guess I'll just mail these and then call this one.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just the customer's